Fala aí, galera Night Wolf, hein? Mais uma vez com vocês e voltamos aqui com Pillars of Eternity 2 e vamos continuar, hein, pessoal? Estamos praticamente na reta final da campanha principal, mas temos ainda as expansões para resolver, né? Vamos dar uma olhada aqui, ó. Cadê? Tempestade vindoura. Forge alianças ou prepare seu navio para uma viagem difícil. Ou seja, a gente vai precisar escolher um lado, né? Mas ainda assim, a gente consegue também, ó, resolver as missões secundárias, tá? Ué, isso aqui... Aliança dos Wahaki. Então volta lá, cara. Palácio. E aí, rainha?
Every corner of the Deadfire babbles of the devastation from Magran's teeth. And Aothis marches on Ukaizo while I juggle armloads of enemies. This is no coincidence. Nagati is testing me, I say. If you have spent any time in the Deadfire at all, the myth of lost Ukaizo can be no mystery.
O mapa de Motari Okoze pareceu tratar Ukaizo como centro do mundo. Não era a capital do antigo Império Huana?
Akira, you have the right of it. Some of us would see its purpose restored. They say the beaches of Ukaizo spanned impossible horizons, and its towers graced the light of distant stars. At night, I even... but it is nothing. For what do the tribes not fight each other? For what are we united if not to take back lost Ukaizo?
If Ukaizo exists, even your own people doubt the legends. An ancient city greater than Neketaka, brimming with luminous Adra, and all built by the Huana thousands of years ago.
It is a good thing our ships are pushed by wind, not certainty. My people will grasp for the unknown if it means standing against yours.
Ó a treta já aqui, ó.
Under Wodika's gaze do we keep order. Atop Nagati's seas are we tested. From Ikuhu's bowels do we carry wisdom back to the tribe. The gods want this for us, I say. We have come this far to restore order and earn back our empire. So, Watcher, do we unite and sail for Ukaizo?
Pera aí, eu ficaria honrada de navegar sobre seu estandarte em busca de Ukaizo. Pera... Os Huana já perderam Ukaizo uma vez. Eu duvido que Valia cometerá o mesmo erro. Haltai possui o mesmo direito sobre Ukaizo. Você está errada de excluí-los. Os príncipes precisam solidificar o lugar deles em fogo morto. Não. Ainda não, né?
For what do you do this?
Your captain needs a nudge towards reason, I say. Busy yourself making up your mind. My scouts tell me, do the Wahaki pay the
Aqui, ó,
crown
pronto.
obeisance and what you have united
Achei
the
que ia
Huana
bugar.
with our missing limb. The Huana are strong, but our foes are stronger, richer, more relentless still. I say that the gods have delivered us an advantage we sorely need. It is beyond time that we rid ourselves of the trading companies. The Wahaki stand with us. With their howling warriors on our side, I say no foreign fighter will hold their ground. We have studied the chart of our ancestors, seen the Deadfire as they saw it. Motari Okoze will lead us home again. It used to be that the strength of the trading companies grew by the lengths of an eel's belly. Now they grow fast and unchecked, feeding off all they find. It is my responsibility to defang the serpent before it bites down on my neck, and I need all the help I can get. I would rather speak freely than in the company of a Valian spy.
Is every patriotic Valian a
Sabia.
spy? I have hardly hidden my allegiance, Your Highness.
A rainha provavelmente só quer discutir algo que ela prefira com a companhia... Não, que a companhia não fique sabendo. Pera.
Then you may leave. The crown releases you from service. All the powers of the Deadfire are scrambling to reach Ukai's.
Peraí.
If you interfere with my plans, there will be...
Ah, mas aí... Ah, mano, mas aí... Pô, eu só queria resolver uma missão aqui, cara. Já puxou 2. Fiz inimizade com a família real Ruana. Me aliar a eles não é mais uma opção. Fiz um save backup, tá?
Every corner and if Akira, they say at night for if you it is under the so watcher. You're busy.
Fala com ela. Wahaki.
Is every patriotic Valian a spy? I have hardly hidden my allegiance, Your Highness. Madiko, I am not an imbecile. I understand what she is asking and why. If this is something that will harm Valian interests, you need to think carefully about where your loyalties lie. You are walking down a dangerous road, Watcher. Tread carefully.
If we may continue. My guards apprehended a Valian agent prowling in the shadows of the Brass Citadel. By his own admission, he was there to blow up Rawatai's black powder stores.
Essa aqui é a última missão, tá? Dessa facção.
You wish for me to spoil the surprise? You must pick up where the Valian agent left off. Now you hesitate? After the powder house is destroyed, our prisoner's testimony will point the way to Director Castol. You must not fail.
Olha, ela quer jogar uma facção contra a outra. Que loucura, cara.
Powder stores east of the Brass Citadel docks. I leave it to you to live by the sword or walk by the
depósito de
shadows.
pólvora irá queimar.
The agent's explosive.
Eu preciso pensar quanto a isso.
While you think the trading companies sharpen them. If the
Tem
crown
problema,
has
cara.
not earned your loyalty, then we have failed. Give us this chance to succeed. Do this great thing not for me, but for the people of Nek.
Ó, queima de estoque. A rainha deixou a infiltração do depósito de pólvora sob meu critério, mas não devem haver testemunhas para contradizerem a história. Se a minha interferência não for detectada, então a própria explosão irá cuidar de qualquer evidência. Eita, moleque. Aí, ó, essa aqui continua padrão. Só que eu acho que a Palídina saiu do grupo para sempre, não foi? Pera aí que a gente vai ver isso aqui agora, mano. Aí a load novamente. Ó, realmente a Palídina saiu do grupo já. Então é o seguinte, eu vou dar load e a gente vai resolver isso aqui lá pro final. Vamos jogar as expansões, né? E durante a gameplay a gente pensa de qual lado a gente vai ficar, ok? Então dá um load aí. Ou seja, resumindo também, a gente não vai poder falar com ela agora. Só mais pra frente. Então, agora lascou, hein, galera. Eu não lembro qual o final que eu fiz. Se eu não me engano, eu fiz o final... Deixa eu ver aqui, eu tenho save, pera aí. Não consigo ver qual o final que eu fiz, galera. Não consigo ver. Bem, vamos lá então. Eu não lembro como que puxa as expansões nesse jogo, cara. Eu sei que uma tá aqui, né? Uma tá ali. Aqui eu completei. Pouco Kohara. Ah, que a gente não aguentava vir. Ruínas arenosas. A gente pode vir aqui. Realmente, aqui a gente não veio. Vai pra lá. Santuário do Guardião dos Pactos. A gente veio aqui, mano? Com certeza, né, cara? Aprovação. Converse com a governanta no convés de seu navio. Companheiro recomendado, ele. Essa missão aqui... Ah, é a missão, ó. Perseguidor, abatedor, sobrevivente. Mais uma expansão aqui, ó. Pronto. Aliança produtiva. Companhia. É só entregar de mentes iguais. Ah, isso aqui seria tipo uma missão final, eu acho, da Companhia Real, tá? E já entrega essa aqui, né? Com a Maia. É isso mesmo. Já faz essa aqui, então? E essa aqui a gente... Ah, a gente fez também. Então volta pra lá, mano. Volta. É muita coisa, galera. Pera aí.
You find yourself in
Opa.
cold, suffocating darkness.
Já isso aqui, cara.
There is a familiar weight in your hand. A lantern. It sputters to life, and the world shifts into focus. A staircase spirals endlessly below you. A wave of blistering heat hits you. Then a sea salt wind. Divine voices boom and screech. Their words shake the platform beneath you, shake the very air around you. The gods are fighting.
Lay your blame elsewhere, Wodika. I won't suffer your arguments any longer.
Mogren looms large before you, an accusing finger leveled at the melted visage of Wodika. Wodika screws her mouth into a sneer.
You fool! If only we had attacked him when I first proposed it.
Accusations drip bitter as bile from her tongue.
Eu vou só esperar até você terminar. Isso não soa como a rainha neutra entre os deuses que eu conheço. Toque na capa do livro queimado de vodka e sinalize que você irá falar depois. Esse aqui.
You would dare interrupt me?
Wodika extends a hand, looking for a moment like she intends to swat you from the platform. But the pallid knight gives her a long, impassive look, and at last, she jerks her hand away. The pallid knight looks down at you, a frown etched deep in her otherwise statue-still features.
I am afraid we are not at our best.
The Watchers return. Perhaps we should hear what she has to say.
Helia's birds chatter anxiously among themselves. Wal's many eyes alight on each god in turn.
We make little enough progress on our own.
Progresso? Você está planejando algo novo?
We try, but agreement eludes us.
Andra's storm-dark eyes swivel to meet yours.
Is there nothing we can do?
Mogren glances at the pallid knight from the corner of her eye. After a thoughtful pause, she speaks.
The time has come for us to seize the power we have long left untouched, and absorb our scattered children.
Andra nods, her lure bobbing bright.
Terrible though it would be, perhaps you are right.
Magran não mencionou isso uma vez antes?
I did, and I was scolded like a child for my terrible audacity.
A curl of steam rises from her nose. The pallid knight looks on, impassive.
Should we be killed, we may possess the bodies of our godlike children. Or should we face a force too powerful to stand against, we can absorb their souls, granting us additional strength.
O quê? Isso quer dizer que Palígena e Tequerro... Ah, deidade, né?
Yes. Thousands of their lives would be forfeit to serve the greater good.
The pallid knight speaks with the chilly temperance possessed only by the god of death.
Pelo bem de quem? De vocês?
We are your gods, forged of thousands upon thousands of willing souls sacrificed on the altar of progress. Yes, our good is greater, but the time for that plan has long passed us by.
Are we to keep nothing for ourselves? Not a single secret retained? Not a solitary mystery?
Mogren elbows one of Wal's floating eyes away.
Aethys will lay bare our every secret soon enough. What is one or two revealed now? But we get ahead of ourselves. First, the Watcher must get to Ukaizo, and that will be a trial all its own.
Mais um, você ainda não está entediada? Certo, porque eu não tive que lidar com um desses recentemente. O que quer dizer? Esse aqui.
The Guardian of Ukaizo has stood watch over that place for millennia. It will not stand aside. not even for Bareth's herald.
Helia, who had been lost in quiet, anxious conversation with her birds, breaks in.
It yet lives.
Of course. Our progenitors crafted it.
A pair of Helia's finches come to join Wow's floating eye. They hover just out of Mogren's reach and swoop in to poke her when she's not looking.
And the Watcher will be forced to reckon with it if she wishes to confront Aethys.
The birds at last linger too long, and Mogren slaps them away. They burst into a cloud of essence, then reform and fly in a screeching chorus back to Helia.
Esse guardião não passa de mais uma coisa que vai cair diante de mim.
Ah, there is that heady mix of kith ferocity and hubris Mogren so admires.
Go prepared, Watcher. The Guardian will not stand aside, not even for the Herald of Bareth.
Eotas não tomará conta disso? Por que você simplesmente não se livra disso?
It is not one of Galawain's mindless beasts. It has a heart and a mind, and it will throw neither away to oppose Aethys. And Aethys will not fight the creature. It would prove little more than a distraction for him, especially as my tsunami and Mogren's volcano couldn't stop him.
É verdade.
It is its own creature, Watcher. It does not listen to us.
There is another topic we have yet to address.
The Pallid Knight holds up one gauntleted hand, and the other gods fall silent.
Tell me, Watcher, where do you stand? What do you think of Aethys' scheme to destroy the wheel?
É um longo tempo a caminho. Kings vão finalmente saber o bando de fraudes que vocês todos são. Com os deuses nos guiando, talvez vamos sobreviver ao plano de Eotas. Não podemos mais contar com a orientação dos deuses. Kings terão que se virar sozinhos dessa vez. Pra mim, isso não parece um ato de um deus atencioso. Ai, peraí.
The Pallid Knight spreads wide her hands.
Think of the beyond as a reservoir, the in-between as storm clouds, and souls as rain. When a living thing dies, its soul enters the in-between. And when the in-between grows full, it releases souls into the beyond, where they wait to be redistributed to new bodies, new lives. The wheel is the process by which souls are moved from the in-between to the beyond. From the rain cloud to the reservoir, and from the reservoir into the living world.
Muito louco, né, a lógica do jogo aqui do sistema, né, mano, de vida e morte. Que loucura.
Without the wheel to mediate the transfer and redistribution of souls, the souls of all who die remain in the in-between. And without souls to fill it, the beyond gradually empties, trapping all of the remaining souls in existence in the in-between.
Caramba, mano.
When the beyond is empty and the last creature on Eora dies, that is the end of everything. It is Rimergon's future, the one he wants for us. Soul essence sustains us. We feed off it, off the little fragments you mortal kith shed like snakeskin as you pass into your next life. Without sustenance, we starve as any mortal might. We die and leave a great silence behind. An eternal emptiness from which nothing is born.
Concordar.
You see then that we cannot help but argue. The fate of life hangs in the balance, and we are as ever beholden to our natures.
Tell us, Watcher, where do you stand?
Vixe, de novo. Esse aqui.
Perhaps you misunderstand. This is not a test you will overcome on your own. Aethys intends to change the fundamental structure of life and death. Does that not frighten you? You, Kith, who are most vulnerable?
Sim, mas eu não deixaria o medo me dominar. Fatalismo não ajuda ninguém e não resolve nada. Eu confio em Eotas, não há nada a temer.
Aethys loves the mortals more than any of us. He has always been their greatest champion. He believes Kith will rise to his challenge. I am not so sure, but I look forward to watching them try. He found our blind spot and exploited it admirably. By the time we even had a hint of what it was he intended, it was already too late to stop him.
If we still had our bodies, we could oppose him.
Wodica balls her bony hands into fists and glares long at Andra.
Do not lay your blame on me. We set them aside after I killed Abaddon, it is true, but you did not fight the decision then.
She turns her back on Wodica then, and looks instead to the Pallid Knight.
What if Aethys is right, and Kith succeed in rebuilding the wheel? What then?
Nós aprenderemos e cresceremos como Eotas pretende. Nós reconstruiremos nosso mundo sem você nele. Não se preocupe, sempre haverá um lugar para os deuses em Eora. Eu não sei, mas você não está curioso para descobrir? Curiosa, né? Esse aqui.
Wal's many eyes bounce and blink in quiet delight.
That would be quite amusing indeed.
And what if they fail? Then they die. And so do we. We have to help them.
Helia's voice rises, near to panic. Wodica drives her fist into her hand.
Help them? We should finally bring them to heel.
The Pallid Knight raises a hand and stares at Wodica until she falls silent.
Watcher, Aethys yet values your counsel.
The Pallid Knight's eyes bore into yours.
An impassioned plea from the Hound of Aethys may still temper his actions. Confront him at Ukaizo.
Eu farei ele considerar minhas palavras. Ele não vai me ouvir. Sou apenas um Kim. Eu não devo mais nada a você. Eu não posso desafiar a vontade de Eotas. Esse aqui não tem como, porque foi ela que me trouxe de volta, né, mano? Eu tentarei.
The future of Kith and the gods rests on your shoulders, Watcher, so I hope that you do.
The Pallid Knight's stern countenance softens.
Time moves swiftly away from us now.
The Pallid Knight spreads her hands before her.
Go, Watcher. Do what you must.
The edges of your vision begin to dim. Like a sun setting, twilight encroaches on your mind.
Espere, o que acontece se eu falhar em convencer Eotas de qualquer coisa?
You will not fail.
The Pallid Knight conjures a blinding white light in her palm that swiftly grows to engulf the room. Then, the crack of thunder rends the air, and you feel the floor drop out beneath you. You come to flat on your back, staring at an all too familiar ceiling. Alone, once again.
Espetacular, né, pessoal? Então,
A moment of your time,
peraí.
Watcher. If some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold. It is roughly a yard to a side and labeled beans. The hands who noticed it were tasked by the cook to bring up ingredients for the evening's stew. Unfortunately, the ship lacks the defensive fortifications of Cadnua. A crate could have been slipped aboard at any of our ports of call, assuming it wasn't placed among our goods as we took on supplies. The hand left the crate in the hold if...
Abra a encomenda. Essa aqui?
Of course.
Ué. Os aromas de comida, sal, especiarias e bebidas misturam-se com o odor rançoso de grama velha, o cheiro de mofado dos ratos e a sempre presente fragrância do mar. Galeão balança gentilmente e você escuta sussurros baixos, provavelmente apenas o vento quietamente batendo contra as velas. Não muito longe você encontra a caixa em questão, os lados partidos por pés de cabra, a grama seca usada como material de embalagem está espalhada pelo chão. Dentro está um baú, meticulosamente trabalhado com madeira tropical escura. Rostos polidos estão espreitando você. Um trio de faces animalescas esculpidas no estilo circular dos Ruanas. À frente do baú traz uma trava de ferro e presa a um complexo mecanismo de ferro, que vai até os 4 cantos superiores do baú. Você não vê nenhum parafuso ou buraco de fechadura. Eu não tenho nada, cara. Abrir essa merda. Dentro, embalada com grama seca, está a cabeça de um almaua. A carne manchada do pescoço mais parece ter sido rasgada do resto do corpo, onde quer que esteja. Zori espia o fardo sombrio. Eu não posso dizer que estava esperando uma cabeça. Nem um pouco. Ao olhar para a cabeça, você sente uma estranha sensação de formigamento na pele. A energia da alma levanta da caixa, pulsando no ar no mesmo ritmo de seu batimento cardíaco. Ela começa a tomar forma diante de você. Eita, mano.
You can see me. It's really you then, the captain of the Defiance.
É Galeão, mas sim.
Oh, this is fantastic. How satisfying it is to know one did not give one's life in vain. I come from the island of Kazuwari, and we need your aid.
Que tipo de ajuda?
Kazuwari is an island where the most skillful hunters, the most hardened explorers, the deadliest warriors all gather to earn Tuamawai's favor.
Bora.
But Humaire, the
Essa
island's
expansão aqui eu nunca
caretaker,
joguei, tá,
says the
pessoal?
essence that sustains the island has sickened. Curdled, she called it. The animals, the trees, they all churn with anger and fear. We need a watcher. No one else can talk to souls, Humaire said, and souls are our problem. You're a watcher, right? The watcher, the one who died and lived again, who speaks to the gods. That's the watcher we need.
Está mais para os deuses que falam comigo.
I knew it. I knew Humaire wouldn't have lied. You will help, won't you?
Tá bom.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. Speak to Humaire at Kazuwari, Watcher. She'll be able to better explain the situation than I am. Kazuwari's a huge island west of Hassan.
É, aquela ilha que a gente não conseguiu entrar. Pronto. Caramba.
There's one thing you should know. The faces of the hunt jealously control who enters and leaves the island. But there's a waterfall on the southern side of the island that will allow you to sneak in, so long. I guess you should also know. The island's residents might not take too kindly to your presence if you're found. They're,
Pavio curto.
prickly bunch. But I'm sure that won't be a problem for you.
No, you know, I just... The thing is, I might know something about that box there.
Ó.
A little more than something.
Ah, por isso que ele estava marcado como personagem de interesse.
All I'm saying
Eu acho que a gente precisa levar ele.
You don't want to touch it. Maybe we tie a big rock to it and throw it overboard. Right now. It's a box with a dead man's head in it. Great. That's great. Maybe we should talk about it later. You seem to have your hands full.
Hey, hello? I'm still here. Are you going to help us? We could really use
Ajudarei
the help.
como puder. Ajudar pessoas que não querem minha ajuda parece divertido.
They're really not so bad once you get to know them. They're almost nice. Well, no, that's a lie. But Humaire's all right. Once we've arrived, I can help you find your way into the heart of the island. You know, if you want me to. I wouldn't want to presume. In the meantime, I'll be here. Well, behind you, really, with the rest of the spirits following you around.
Ah, a gente vai usar a cabeça dele pra se comunicar com ele. Que loucura. Mano.
Hey, Vela. I put on my boots the other day to find out they were full of crabs and seawater. You wouldn't know anything about that?
No, but I'll keep my eyes out. I hear some of the crew whispering bad things about you.
Atta girl. Divert suspicion, give him a new scapegoat. Rehearse your story so you can say it without
treta é
hesitating.
essa aí, mano?
I knew we were right to steal you from your home as a baby.
Bem. Então a gente vai fazer o seguinte, ó. Vai pra Neketaka, né? E na próxima gameplay a gente continua aí resolvendo o que precisa. Vamos resolver a missão da Maia. Urgente. Tira... Pode ser o peixe? Não tem problema. Obrigada por me trazer tão longe. Eu...
This is where we part ways. For the moment.
O quê? O que está acontecendo, Maia?
Atsura will want me to report in alone. Sorry, it's company business. I might not be back for a few days on account of this. I'm supposed to handle this one alone. I won't ask you to come along or get involved. Sorry, Captain. I would prefer to go it alone. Reasonably alone. Your other bird friend can keep you company for a couple of days. Go have fun. Chase a god, save an island. Do what you do best, Captain.
Tá. Maya deixou o grupo para entregar uma carta por conta própria. Ela me garante que retornará em poucos dias. Ok. Só que aí... cadê? Tem essa aqui pra gente entregar aqui. Radolf. Limpando a Argilharda. Essa aqui a gente nunca... Ué. Então tem que terminar essa aqui, né? Converse com o Capitão Furrante, eu acho. Bem, então vem aqui entregar a missão de caça. É a única coisa que nos resta agora, porque era com a Maya aqui. Mas será que aqui não lembro... Não, eu acho que é aqui, ó.
My hands are feeling zero.
Tá. Eu ainda vou te pegar.
Don't mind if I do. That's that then.
Tá fazendo o jogo? Oxi.
My favorite privateer. Then let us content ourselves that our work is unfair. Captain, your final target is Burunga.
Burunga?
A Hawaiian captain of many seasons. Burunga commands the Dao.
Último contrato, hein? Aí eu acho que ela entra finalmente para o grupo.
My hands are feeling better. See you around.
Vem aqui agora e fala com a Tsura, né? Que eu acho que é a missão principal daqui agora. E vamos ver o que vai dar, né, cara? Ô, louco! Se o paladino for derrubado com zelo suficiente para pagar o custo da providência, o zelo é consumido e o paladino é revivido poucos segundos depois. Caramba, essa aqui é muito boa, cara. É só guardar. Ô, louco. Muito bom.
Our engineers believe there's something unnatural about the storms of Andra's mortar, and the ones that have made Rawatai a rain-lashed rock. If Ukaizo really exists, it could be the key to understanding them. Just as you saw at Pokokahara, the Ingwithans were masters of engineering, and with the knowledge of
Então
Ukaizo,
esse é o seu objetivo? A gente já sabe, né? E acalmar? Não.
You think they could have achieved this? Where have you seen anything this ambitious among their works? The Ingwithans, on the other hand, left monuments to their greatness around the world.
É, faz sentido. Talvez você tenha razão. Uau, está difícil esconder todo esse preconceito, não? A última vez que você subestimou os Huanas, você perdeu os princípios de ferro. Esse aqui.
I mean no insult to the Huana. But they've never known hardship. They've never had to strive. We've earned our place at Ukaizo. This isn't about ill will toward the Huana. It's about pulling our people from the mud and stabilizing Deadfire while we're at it. We could truly transform Rawatai. No more flooded cities. No more harvests washed from the fields.
Se Otas destruir a maquinaria de reencarnação, mau tempo vai ser a menor de nossas preocupações. Então imagino que você saiba como chegar em Ukaizo. Suas ações irão afetar o fogo morto também. Você já pensou nas consequências?
The Arquipélago is a lawless mess. It needs to be broken and rebound. The same way you heal a misaligned bone. I can help you reach Aethys. But first, I must prepare for the world we'll all live in after you confront him. The slavers on Crookspur have menaced the region too long. Atsura thinks it would give the wrong impression if we were to move against them on our own. But this is exactly the kind of crusade that suits you. Speak to Atsura. He'll tell you more.
Ok. Que loucura, hein, mano?
I get along fine with him.
It has been brought to my attention that you ousted the slavers from You've done a noble thing. They had long been a thorn in our side, but one we were hesitant to remove on our own. You've done us a considerable favor.
Só isso?
As am I. And make no mistake, the archipelago is in dire need of help such as yours. Deadfire is a troubled place, beset by all manner of predation and lawlessness. Adventure stories blame it on the fury of Helia's storms and the hunger of Andra's beasts. Historians would spin you a tale of isolation and trade booms. All of that merely obscures the plain yet hard truth. The Juana lack the will to defend their homeland.
Como você descobriu isso? Eu concordo, eles deveriam ter parado isso. Esse aqui.
Allow me to illustrate. 2,000 years ago, our people began the conquest of Rawatai. The land was new to us. Many of its inhabitants were better equipped. But we overcame them. We were unified where they were scattered. And we were not content to huddle in cliff caves and subsist. We were determined to make a better life for ourselves.
Parece que você roubou a terra e o sustento de muita gente.
Were we less deserving of these things simply because we arrived later? Besides, the country we built was stronger, with roads, irrigation, and weather guards. For us, as well as the people, we organized. The Valians and the Principe will tear Deadfire asunder, and the Juana will stand by and let it happen. So, we must do everything we can to defend the archipelago and its people. We shall ensure that the slavers do not return by stationing one of our most elite fleets at Crooksburg.
Isso é prudente?
I'm glad you agree. In any case,
eu
the
confirmei.
Hazamee is arranging a final matter. If you truly wish to
A
bring
manobra
peace to
final,
the
aí, ó.
Deadfire, I suggest you speak with her. Clear skies.
Então, essa missão aqui, a manobra final, cadê? Enquanto me comprometer completamente em ajudar a Companhia Real do Fogo Morto. Se eu consolidar a minha aliança com ela, será um caminho sem volta, tá? Então essa aqui é a missão ponto-chave pra gente terminar a história com a Companhia Real do Fogo Morto. E aqui a gente pega uma conquista, tá? Depois de completar essa missão e se aliar a eles, ok? Aqui eu não lembro qual que é. Aqui. A gente vai ter que jogar mais. Só que como que eu faço essa escolha? Eu tenho que voltar aqui pra ele falar com ele? A gente vai esperar um pouquinho, tá? Porque eu vou ter que fazer um ponto save, né, mano? Um ponto de save. Backup. Vai então aqui, ó, pra gente entregar a missão na escada sagrada. Opa!
I know someone who works in this tower. An animancer named Jocolo.
Claro.
I'd like to Agrasim. It should not take long. I have not seen him in many years and I wanted to thank him. When I was a girl, he visited me in the academy. He was studying godlike. Studying what was in our souls that made us different from other kith. He found something in me. Something that resonated like a chime when he held an instrument near me. He said it was like this for all godlike. Different chimes resonating for different types. But you are not godlike.
Não fez muito sentido, né? Ah lá, em todo caso.
He refused at first, saying it was impossible. When I told him I would kill myself if he didn't, he said, I don't expect you to understand, but I was 12. My body was changing in many ways.
Legal, né, mano?
Being the only girl.
Você não precisa se justificar para mim, Palidna.
Agrasima. Giacomo was not able to remove the chime, but he was able to sever it. When it happened, I blacked out. I did not wake for 2 weeks. The Brotherhood ejected him from the academy for ruining their pet godlike. They assumed I would die. I did not. Over time, I lost most of my feathers. The shape of my nose changed. It was not enough to make me fully Kalbandra, but it was enough to keep me from wanting to die. When I looked in a mirror, what I saw was not a godlike. Not something to be paraded around. It was me. Finally, me.
Você é linda do jeito que é. Irritação e confusão?
I did not ask for your opinion.
Eita.
Apologies, but I do not want you to have the wrong idea. I respect you, Watcher. In the Deerwood, we were companions. For better or worse, that relationship worked. I want this to work too. Per Blanca, respect me and my vocation. Anyway, now you understand why Giacomo is important to me. If we can speak to him inside the tower, I would be grateful.
Oh, essa missão aqui eu não lembro de ter feito, hein? Interessante. O cara que a gente entrega tá bem aqui, ó. Eu acho que é aqui em cima. Quer ver? A gente tem que matar alguém aqui também, né? Só que aí todo mundo fica inimigo, cara. Essa missão aqui é impossível fazer, mano. Não tem como.
Hunter, there is great. You have served your coin bond with distinction. Go and line your pockets with riches exchanged for promises fulfilled. Go and serve your coin bond.
Boa.
Enrich yourself on vows fulfilled.
Todo mundo ganhou nível, hein? Bem, pessoal, por esse vídeo aqui eu acho que é isso. Deixem um gostei que ajuda muito. Compartilhem também. E até o próximo. Valeu!